Woohoo!
All right.
All right, welcome to the web series for owners by owners, where our team at Shop Controller is looking to connect shop owners, industry leaders, and trusted experts in the automotive shop industry to be able to share their knowledge and their wisdom with other people trying to either make it or get into it. So I'm very pleased to be joined by special guest today, Michael Barrett, CEO of Shop Controller, and Tami O'Dell, the owner of Affordable Car Care in Powell, Tennessee. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Another beautiful day, William. Thanks for
Another
the
beautiful
intro.
day. That's right.
Thanks again, Tami, for joining us this morning. We're excited to
Sure.
see your beautiful smile and learn everything that you have to know. But you got to be able to do it in like 20 minutes or less.
Heard. Gotcha.
So, Tami, we'll just dive right in. Easy question at first. So, tell the audience and myself and Mike a little about your shop. How many bays do you have? How many employees? How long have you all been in business? I know there's a big difference for affordable car care with how long you've been in business versus how long you've been in your building. So, just kind of give us all those details if you don't mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, we've been in business here for 15 years. We have 5 bays, 3 inside, 2 outside that is covered. I have 3 full-time employees, 1 part-time. And pretty much, I mean, we've built it from ground zero and built it to what it is today.
That's awesome.
Now, I came in a little bit late when I first met you. I've known you all since 2010, so you're all already in the building. But the stories I've been told is that's not where you all started. You might have started in your garage in your home.
We did. We actually started building it in our garage at the house. And my husband, he's a master mechanic. So when he started, it started just doing little side jobs. And then he got extremely busy to the point to where our neighbors were complaining because we had too many cars. And so we started just kind of looking out, thinking about branching out on our own. Of course, that's a scary thing to do when you don't know what you're doing and owning a business. So we got lucky, found this little place here in Powell. They were willing to take a chance on us, let us grow here. And we started growing in 2017. We bought the property and the building and just loved it ever since.
That's an amazing story. Amazing story. And I just want to kind of dig into that just a little bit more because I'm sure a lot of our listeners really want to understand, unpack that. Like you started in your garage, right? And you're too busy, right? This almost seems like maybe it was a passion project and something that he just loved to do. And then it got so busy, you had to find a spot. Take us back to that day where you had to actually look for a location and how do you figure out how to do that? How do you even finance it? How to get the money to get that first shop? What was that like?
Well, he worked full time as a master mechanic. And so with just doing side jobs, we just started setting that money to the side because the place he was working at, they weren't doing very well. We knew that, the time was coming where he would have to choose what to do next. So we just started setting all the side money to the side and just buying little things that we knew we were going to need and stashing them in the garage. We had looked at a couple of places that we knew we could afford at the time, but it just turned out to be not a good spot. And this building, when we found it, actually our local fire department was still here. They were in the process of moving out. Oh. So I found the owner, contacted him. At first he told me no, but I'm very persistent. So I continued to call him every day to see if he had changed his mind. Every day he told me no.
Yes.
And finally, about 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from him. And he says, "Do you still want it?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Then it's yours. Get moved in." So we slowly started moving in. It took us 9 months to get up to codes. So in that 9 months, we are severely struggling because he is the only one working and then having to come down here of the night to try to get it up to codes. Luckily, the guy that we were renting off of, he was great. He helped out with a lot of the stuff that had to be done. And We would just buy small pieces of equipment as we could. We bought a lot of used stuff in the beginning because that's what we could afford. And once we were finally able to open the doors, it started taking off. And then within the first couple of years, we were able to start buying new equipment. One piece at a time, of course. We would buy a lift, pay it off, buy a lift, pay it off, until we grew to where, we had everything that we needed.
Oh, that's awesome. That's just an incredible background story, a little bit of a superhero story there. It takes a lot of determination and grit to make that happen. So kudos to you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, congratulations. Tami, what do you think is unique about your shop versus the competitor? I mean, I know I've been calling on you all for years, and we've talked a lot about that. And I think one of our most recent visits, you kind of talked about like a lot of the big, the big conglomerates that are coming in and buying up all the smaller shops, and yet affordable is still there and growing. So what makes it so unique, you think, in the market that you're in versus your competitors?
Well, I'm very personable with my guests. I don't see them as a dollar sign. I see them as my friends. When they come in here, I treat them like my friends. I don't, if there's something, I've had a ton of people come in here saying, another shop told them, hey, you have to have brakes. We check them. No, you don't. I'm not going to sell something that they don't have to have. I'm honest with them. I always put my heart and soul into everything. And so if I can build that clientele to where they trust me, they continue to come back to me versus, okay, well, let's sell them these brakes that they don't need. And if I never see them again, oh, well, that's just not us. That's not who we are. That's not what we represent.
Gotcha. I found it very interesting. I'll point out, you started talking about how you treat your customers, and not one time did you refer to them as customers. You called them guests and friends, which I thought was very, 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 very telling. And I think a nice piece of information that anybody watching this can take away. Like, yeah, they're not just dollar signs, right? They're members of the community. They're people that you need to come back and to spread the good word about affordable, right?
Absolutely.
Very cool. What do you see being your largest obstacle that the shop is facing right now? Is it the right technology? Is it labor hours? Is it training for your technicians? What makes you worry a little bit at night about what's coming up next for the industry?
Couple different things. Right now, for some reason, it is very hard to get help. Because you've got the younger generation that's coming up that a lot of them don't want to be in this field. The older generation, they're trying to retire. So help is a very, very difficult right now. And then honestly, since COVID, parts quality is very difficult right now. The warranty work that you have to do for parts quality is unreal. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then, of course, technology. Yes, that is a huge one because you've got the manufacturers that's constantly changing everything. You've got Chrysler that now you have to have auto auth in order to even scan their newer vehicles. I mean, everybody's trying to put lockdowns on their stuff, and it makes it hard for the small shops to be able to get in there and get their foot in that.
Yeah. How about the word of mouth and the community that you've built? I mean, you obviously have a great sphere and network. Has that helped on your reach for finding mechanics, or do you find yourself having to place ads, or maybe even pull people from bigger cities? How are you finding success in that space? Because I know that's a struggle for so many owners, is building that culture of great people that can stay with them for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's very difficult. We do place ads, mostly just community stuff like Facebook. I've reached out to some of the tech schools, just talking to some of their teachers. Hey, do you have anybody that's graduating that, you would send to me? I did hire one from there. He's a great kid, just graduated. I have hired from out of state. most of my guys that are with me right now, one, he's been with me for 13 years. The other one, he's been with me about 5. And then I have 2 newer ones that's come on within the year. But yeah, just you really have to try to market it and get it out there because it's really difficult to get help.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, those are some good words of wisdom to share. Thank you.
Yeah, Mike talked about your involvement in the community and your sphere, kind of your connection. And I know that that's one thing that I've always seen from you and Dwayne, Tami, the uniqueness of y'all are very, very involved in the community, whether it's, sponsoring, local baseball teams or, whatever. So maybe talk a little bit about that. Like how, like again, I think there's a lot of businesses out there who think that they have a good product to sell and they can just grow their business. I think you all kind of went about it a different way with really being part of the community. So can you talk about some of those ventures into the community and what that's meant for affordable car care and just the local area around you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the community, especially when you have a small community like where we're at, getting involved with people every year we find unfortunate people that needs Christmas dinner, needs Thanksgiving dinner. We've done that for many years. Sponsorships for kids that want to be on a baseball team, but their parents can't afford it. Dance teams, just anything that you can do to get out there in your community. One, you're helping your community, and that's what you want to do. You want to be out there. You want to be involved in your people. Whether they come here or not, it's still your community. So you want to be involved with it.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a big part of the success and the impact that you can make around the friends and the families and the schools all around you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have customers that I can think of 2 right off the top of my head that, they got cancer diagnosis. And where did they come when they left the doctor? They came here.
No.
That's pretty powerful when you have customers and guests and friends that, think of you so highly that they want to come talk to you about it.
That's amazing. I'm just getting tingles thinking about it. So it's special. But I also want to talk about growth and how do you actually take the business to the next level? I mean, you've been successful going from the garage to your first, to your first space, released it, and now you own it. What's the next steps? Are you full? Are you jam-packed? Are you too busy? What's the future?
At this point, yes, we are staying extremely busy. We're scheduling over a week out. We've toyed with the idea of a second location in the past, but it's just not something that we've been ready to jump on anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, one shop is quite a bit, but then to have to staff a whole new one, that's a new animal. But yeah, I mean, we do stay very busy, just trying to keep up with everything that's coming in. Now we're starting to see some of the newer stuff. So we're going to have to start moving forward. And it's not a cheap thing to do either, when you have to update your computers and then you've got the new AC machines that, we're just now starting to see some that's getting out of warranty. So just trying to move forward on not only the technology side, but the tools side, everything that you have to be able to service these newer vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that growing customer base, are you doing anything besides the local communities, maybe through technology to stay in touch with them? Do you do a newsletter or market by emails or, do anything from, technology, a social space to continue to kind of grow and stay connected with your customer base?
We do send emails. We have from our system. We can do mass emails with, specials that we're doing. Sometimes I might do brake specials. We're getting into AC season, so I do AC specials, send those out in emails. Constantly you want to post stuff on Facebook. Sometimes it'll be just funny car things. Sometimes it'll be, hey, you know, don't forget about your services. You've got wintertime coming up, so get these things done. But yeah, definite marketing is a huge, huge part. But I don't spend money on marketing as far as like radio commercials, TV commercials. I just mostly do it in-house.
Okay. What's some of that advice for that in-house marketing, right? People with that limited budget. What do you recommend them doing for kind of that dollar per hour activity? What's the biggest bang of their buck? Like if you're going to do one thing, do this. Well, what is that in your opinion?
Honestly, Facebook has like the best turnout because you have so many people on there, and the more followers you have, the more that it keeps getting reposted. You know, and keep it funny. You know, keep involved on it. If you can post something and then still kind of, you know, put a little joke with it, it gets people's attention. And the more you have, you know, just constantly ask people, hey, like my page, and try to keep that growing.
Very cool. I don't know if William, did you get frozen there, buddy?
Yeah, he's had the same look for quite a while.
Well, we'll keep rolling then. Oh, he's back.
We'll keep rolling. Yeah, we'll be okay. Did you? Oh, was it me? Tammy was frozen on my screen. Was it me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
But was it me? No.
Hotel internet. Yeah, I thought it was somebody else. My bad. Yeah, we'll be able to cut that out. But Tammy, I was going to say, Google reviews. I know that Google reviews is very, very important for you when it comes to continue that conversation with marketing and connecting with your customers. So you talked a little bit about that. I know you were pretty passionate about that the last conversation that we had. So
yes, I love my Google reviews. You know, I try really, really hard. Some of the Google reviews, and that's what I was explaining to William last time he was here. You get some that are bogus, just because local guides want to post, even though they've never been here. But we've been lucky. Most of them have given me 4 or 5 stars for what I don't know, just being here, I guess. But yeah, I love my Google reviews, especially, you know, and I have some, I think I have, out of the years we've had it, I think I've gotten maybe like 2 that were unsatisfied. But unfortunately, one of them wasn't even my service. It was a service from another shop. And he was unsatisfied because I didn't sympathize with him. And I hate that for him. But unfortunately, I have to look at it from a business aspect and not, you know, that way. But yeah, just definitely keep up the Google reviews. If people can, you know, even if they don't say anything, but just give you a 5-star, it makes me feel good. It makes me happy knowing that I've made someone else happy.
So you respond. I know you respond to the few ones that you've had that were negative. Do you also respond to the positive ones? Do you say thank you? Do you reach out to the good reviews as well as the bad reviews? And how important is that to you?
Oh, absolutely. I love responding to them to let them know, hey, you have made our day. We love it. Thank you.
How about I always think it's a fun question to ask on the swag, right? So the trucker hats and the t-shirts or the beanies or the stickers, you know, what's your giveaway? Anything that you guys have? I know you got your t-shirt on right now or sweatshirt. What does that look like to help keep the word out there?
Yeah, we love our t-shirts. The big thing is pens. Like people love pens, ink pens. I bet you I give away 10 a day. People love ink pens, but just little knickknacks. People love them. We've done the whole hats. We've done coffee mugs. But for whatever reason, people love the small stuff, the pens, the magnets, the keychains.
All right. You don't have to spend a ton. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
Sammy, I guess we'll wrap it up. Last question from me. Like when you kind of look at over the hood, like I might kind of touched on it with like growth, but what are the key 3 things for your business to maintain and going forward this year and maybe in the future? What do you see are kind of the 3 things that you need to focus on?
Well, not so much that I need to focus on, but something that I always focus on is, of course, customer service. But this year, some of our needs, we are looking into some new equipment. Because like I was explaining earlier, you've got this new stuff coming out. You have to be prepared for it, or else if you're not, you have to turn away jobs. And I don't like turning away jobs. So getting new equipment in here, just keeping these guys updated on training, making sure that, they're on board with everything that comes in, where their skill level is, and if they need to improve, get them improved, see what comes next.
Awesome. Last question.
Like it.
So if somebody's getting into this spot, they're thinking about doing maybe mobile auto repair. They have a background in it. They're starting to branch out. What's the words of wisdom? What are the few things that you need to whisper in their ear so they know that they can do this? What are the words of wisdom that you're going to pass on to them?
Stay dedicated, stay honest, and do a good job. Because that's word of mouth. You do a good job, you're honest with people, you put your heart and soul into it, they spread the word.
Obviously. Well, you embody all of those traits. So thank you very much for your time this morning. This has been awesome. We love it. William, thank you for setting that up. Tammy, you're amazing. We're just, hope your shop is blessed with so much great business and new equipment coming your way. Maybe somebody listening to this will be knocking on your door saying, hey, let's get you some new equipment.
There you go. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Problem.
Yeah, cheers. Absolutely. Tammy, I'll come by and see you soon.
All right. We'll see you.
Take care.
Bye.